Hey, what's up everybody? Today is all about legs. So the goal of this video, and our leg video, is to pretty much be able to flow like Kalde Kenyani. So be able to open up our legs and really use our legs in those open scrambling positions. For instance, if you got a guy and they have your leg and you're scrambling and you're open up, you need to have this hip, you need to be able to open up your hips, you need to be able to change it into a full splits, you need to be able to move from those scrambling positions. So what we're going to do today is we're going to teach you how to move in those positions and how to breathe. So whenever you're going today, really try to send your breath into your hips, into your hamstrings, into your quads. Wherever I tell you to send your breath, really send your breath to that area. So again, we're trying to learn how to scramble better and build our functional flexibility in these scrambling positions. So the better you can breathe, the more you can breathe, and the deeper your breath is, the better you'll be able to scramble, and the longer you'll be able to wrestle in a match and not run out of breath. So whenever you're ready, you're nice and warmed up, I'll meet you on the mat. Today we're going to be starting in down dog. So you're nice and warmed up. If you aren't warm and you aren't breathing hard, make sure you do your warm up again. If you have to, get a sweat going before you hop in your first down dog. So whenever you're ready, let's pedal out the feet, pedal out the hips. Let's find 5 breaths here, just shaking out the hamstrings, swaying the hips left and right. Making sure those fingers are nice, wide and strong. You're gripping the mat as always. Let's find one more breath here. Long spine, sending your hips far away from your hands. On your next inhale, let's inhale the right foot all the way up. Exhale, bend the knee, open up the hips. So we're opening up the hip nice and wide. See if you can send that right knee away from the right armpit, creating some space in this side body. One more full inhale. And as you exhale, let's start to do hip circles. So big hip circles, let's do 3 both ways. So we're lubricating the hip right now. Opening up, getting the blood flow going. And on your next inhale, let's straighten out the leg all the way. Shake out the leg maybe, and then drop it down. Inhaling the left foot up this time. Exhale, bend, open up the hip. Again, reach the left knee high, reach it away from the left armpit. Open up that hip, find breath here. Into the groin area, one more inhale. And then exhale, start to really rotate those hips. Try to get your range of motion deeper here. Letting the blood flow pick up other direction. 3 circles. Finding the last circle. And then inhale, straighten it all the way up. Shake it out a little bit maybe, and exhale, drop it down. Walk the feet to the hands. And exhale, forward fold, ragdoll, shake it out. Shake out your arms left and right. Shake the head, yes, no. Let the head just dangling down. Bend at the knees. Try to get your chest to touch your knees here. And once you do, we're going to bring the hands to the ground. And then lift up the tailbone, straightening out your legs until your chest starts to come away. And that's when you stop. Let's find 2 breaths here. Let your head become heavy, crown of the head coming towards the ground. Just breathing. You feel your neck lengthen here. And let's tuck the chin in, slowly roll up vertebrae by vertebrae. Nice, into a big inhale, bring up the right knee with you. We're in the mountain pose. We're going to start flowing now. Exhale, come into your warrior 3. Inhale as you drop that right foot down, come into a lunge pose. And then exhale here. Squeeze the feet together, square the hips. Inhale and straighten out the left leg. Exhale, bend in. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. So when we inhale, we're pushing with the quad. And when we exhale, we're pulling with the hamstring, pulling forward. One more, inhale. Exhale. This time, inhale, straighten out. Drop that right foot. And exhale, come into a forward fold. You can bring your blocks underneath your hands if you need them here. But here, we're sending the left hip back. Drop the right hip down. We're trying to create space from this left heel to the left contact where your hamstring meets your glute. Lengthen that left leg. Breathe here. Sending your hamstring breath. And on your next inhale, bend the left knee. Open up the hips to the ceiling. Looking up. And then exhale, drop the right knee down, sit the hips back, come into a forward fold. Inhale, we're reaching up, open up the heart, look up. Exhale, send the hips back. Inhale, come up, open up the chest. Exhale, come back. So we're lubricating the hips right now. One more. Inhale, come up, open up. And then exhale, sit back. So we're going to sit down. So right here, we usually come into this in the yoga, but for what we're going to do for us wrestlers, we're going to open up the knee. So just like we're usually wrestling here, in this position, square your chest up. So as if your opponent, they have your foot. Right here, if you need to bring blocks underneath your hands, you can bring blocks. Let's wrap the hands around the left thigh and pick up the left foot and drop. Inhale, pick up. Exhale, drop. Inhale, pick up. Exhale, drop. Walk your hands forward. Inhale, pick up. It gets a little bit harder. Exhale, drop. Inhale, pick up. Exhale, drop. One more. Inhale, pick up. And exhale, drop. Awesome. Keep the left foot engaged. Walk the chest forward. Maybe you come into a forward fold. Maybe you can drop your head to the knee for 3 breaths. Try to breathe into your groin area, hip area, and your left hamstring. So really send your breath to that left leg. Breathing here. You spend a lot of time here when you're scrambling, when someone has your legs, so really getting comfortable with your hips being open up, comfortable where you can move around here and wrestle. So finding your last 2 breaths here, maybe getting your chest a little bit closer to that knee. Keeping the left foot engaged, we're bringing functionality here. 1 last breath. Bring the right knee back in. On your next inhale, we're coming back to the top of the mat. Open up your chest. And then exhale, come into your chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhaling, down dog. 1 big inhale here, lengthen the spine. And then exhale, jumper step forward to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward. Inhale, we're coming up all the way. This time, bring your left knee with you. Mountain pose. Exhale, hands at heart center, warrior 3. Inhale as you drop the left foot down, come into your lunge. Exhale here, squeeze the feet together, engage the right hamstring, and then inhale, straighten the right leg out with the quadricep. Exhale, drag the heel forward with the hamstring. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more. Inhale. Exhale. And then inhale, straighten out, drop the left foot down, and exhale, forward. Let the head come down. Again, drop the left hip down, send the right hip back. So we're trying to send the right hip up towards the back corner of the room, lengthening away from this heel so we feel the stretch in the right hamstring. Breathing here. Full steady breath. 1 last full breath here. And on your next inhale, bend the right knee, looking up. We're opening up the heart to the room. Exhale, send the hips back, straighten out the right leg. We're going to flow with our breath. Inhale, coming up. Open the hips and chest. Exhale, full deep. Inhale, come up. Exhale, fold. Last one. Inhale, coming up. Open up. And exhale, fold back. Again, sitting down, we're opening up the hip. So usually we have the knee out in front. We're opening up the hip here. This is where we're wrestling at. We're keeping this left leg away. We're wrestling. They have our ankle. You can still collar tie. You can do whatever you need here. So let's bring the hands wrap around the thigh first. Let's bring some engagement to that hip flexor. On your next inhale, bring it up. Exhale, drop. It's tough. Inhale, up. Exhale, drop. Inhale. Exhale. Walk the hands forward. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. We got one more. Inhale. And exhale, drop it down. Drop the chest forward. Keep this right foot engaged. You're breathing into the right hamstring. As you fold forward, let the head come down. Relaxing the quadricep. Sending the heel out, keeping the foot engaged. Breathing here. See if you can fall a little bit deeper. Finding one last full breath here. On your next inhale, we're coming forward, bending the right knee, looking up. And then exhale, flow into your chaturanga. Inhaling up dog. And exhale, down dog. Let's find 2 breaths here, full breaths. Getting that long, spacious spine, sending the hips far away from your hands. Breathing. One last big inhale through the nose. And then exhale the mouth. Jumper step forward to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold all the way down. Inhale, come up, bring your right knee with you again. Back to the right side. Exhale into your warrior 3. Inhale, drop your right foot down. We're coming into a lunge again. And then exhale here. We're just going to do 2 this time. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. And exhale, bend. Wrap that foot with both hands. Drop the right knee. We're going to bring the left heel to your cushion or your shirt out in front of your mat. So here we're going to bring the blocks in between. I'm going to give you guys a little side angle so I can rotate here towards front of you. So we're opening up the hips. Keep the hips square. So right here, let's find some breath here. 2 full breaths in, you're 80%. So wherever you find that you can't go any deeper, but you feel the pull. So you are stretching, but you're not forcing anything. So whenever you're ready, you might actually have to bring the blocks up at first. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to engage this hip flexor. So on an inhale, pick up the foot. Exhale, drop it down. We're just going to do 2 more. Inhale, pick it up. Exhale, drop. One last one. Inhale, pick it up. And exhale, drop. Find 2 breaths and relax. Keep that hip square. Make sure you're not opening up here unnaturally. You keep the hips square down, pulled back. The left foot is engaged to protect that left knee. So now we're going to bring in some movement. We just used the hip flexor. Now we're going to use the hamstrings. So on an inhale, keep the left foot engaged. Curl in the foot. And then exhale, extend. Inhale, curl it in, using the hamstring. Exhale. 2 more. Inhaling. And exhaling. You should be sweating. This is a great workout too. Inhaling. Exhaling. That's what the best thing about being flexible or doing flexibility training is. It's a great workout. You're engaged so much when you're actually doing correct stretching. So let's find 5 breaths here. Just relaxing in our full splits. So here you have the option. Finish your last 4 breaths here with your hands on your block, or engage the hips. Bring your hands up for the last 4 breaths. Maybe you move around, add some head fighting in. Maybe you can duck, maybe you can really wrestle. I know Kyle Dake wrestles from these situations, so he's grabbing. Come on, 2 more breaths. Maybe you can dig a little bit deeper. Look at my leg, how it's shaking. And on your next inhale, bring the foot back in. And we're going to take an exhale into our chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhaling, down dog. 1 inhale here, long spine. Exhale, jumper step forward to the top of your mat. Inhale, long spine, halfway lift. Exhale, forward. Same thing on this side. We're going to inhale, bring the left knee up with us this time. Exhale, warrior 3. Inhale as you drop the left foot down. Come into your lunge. Exhale here. Squeeze the feet together. Inhale, straighten the leg with your quad. Exhale, pull it in, hamstring. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Last inhale. And exhale, come into a forward fold. Your hands wrap the right foot. Drop the left knee down. So same thing. Bring the blocks back under you. Bring that right heel to that cushion. I'm going to swing over here, give you guys this view this time. So take your time. Your next breath, find that 80% wherever it's at. And then hold it there for 1 full breath. If you're ready, right hip flexor. On an inhale, bring the foot up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Last one, inhaling. And exhale. Drop down, find a couple breaths. Maybe your hips can drop a little bit deeper. You're still engaged though. And we're going to do the same thing that we did on the other side, engaging the right hamstring now. So you might stay here. This might be where you stop. That's perfectly fine. But if you're okay to move, keep this right foot engaged no matter what. Let's inhale, pull the heel in with the hamstring. Exhale, send it out. Wonderful. We got 4 more. Inhale. Exhale. You might go deeper every time. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhaling. Exhaling. Last one. Inhale. Exhale all the way down. Find that new 80%. Maybe you can go lower. Keep that right foot engaged. Keep your left hip engaged. Maybe bring the hands together, just like the last side. You might add some movement, some shadow wrestling, snap down, fakes, that side to side. You really want to give your activation muscles. Everything is firing. Your stabilizers are firing. 2 more breaths. Maybe go a little bit lower. Wonderful. Inhale, bring your foot back under you. And we're going to bring the chest up. And on your exhale, again, we're flowing into that chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Open up your heart. Shoulders come back. And then exhale, down dog. Let's find 2 breaths here. Maybe shaking out the hips and knees. Feel how your muscle fascias open up. Using that heat just to open up a little bit more. Find a little bit more length. Maybe adding in some fishtails in the back. Just enjoying this here. 1 more full breath. And on your next exhale, jump or step forward to the top of your mat. Inhaling, halfway lift. And exhale, forward. Let's heel toe the feet, mat width apart. And we're going to drop the hips down, coming into a full yogi squat. So here we're lifting up the heart. Let the hips relax. So feel that hamstring and groin area just dissolve. So if you were working hard, you should have a sweat still. Use that heat, just breathe into it. 2 more breaths here, into your hips. 1 last breath. And we're going to drop the knees down. So we're going to come into what's called Virasana, which is hero pose. So drop your knees down. Your feet can come underneath your glutes, or they can come to the outside. It's up to you. If you have a sensitive back, you can bring a block underneath your butt. But from here, most of us wrestlers have already done it plenty of times. Let's come back to the elbows first. And just feel from here. So stop here. Open up the shoulders away from the hips. Send the hips away from the knees. Find some space here. If you feel comfortable, drop down all the way. And we can find 5 breaths here. So feeling your hip flexors, maybe you can give it a little massage. Just feel them open up. Breathing into your lower back and your hips. Find your sacrum drop down lower. Finding 1 more full breath. And we're going to slowly come out of this. And if you still have some time and you would like to do 1 last stretch, just to equal it out. We're going to come into what's called Janu Sirsasana, which is a great hip opening stretch. So we're going to bring our right foot either into a figure 4 here, but if you're able to come into a half lotus, pull that foot on top of the left thigh and press the knee down. As long as this doesn't create tension in the knee, and you're fine. If it's lifting up and it's too tense, come down into your figure 4. It's much better. Keep your knee safe. So here, if you can come into a half lotus, really open up your chest to that left foot. Draw it forward. Create some space in the spine. And then here, you can walk into a forward fold. Just a relaxed stretch where you're keeping the left foot active. You're breathing into the left hamstring, keeping the left kneecap engaged as well. 2 full breaths, just breathing. Inhaling into the hips. And exhaling, falling deeper. On your next inhale, let's come up and switch the legs. Doing the same variation as you did on the other side, keeping the right foot engaged here, the right kneecap. If you can, keep the quad engaged. I didn't say that on the other side, but definitely if you can, keep the quad engaged. It hurts a little bit, but you can find it comfortable, I promise. So again, draw the chest forward, create space in the spine, elongate, and then come into your forward fold for a few breaths. Let the head drop down to the knee. Breathing into the hips and the hamstrings, is letting the chest cave lower. Keep that right foot engaged. One more full breath here. And then inhale, come up all the way. And then exhale, we're going to come back onto our back, hug the knees to the chest, maybe rock left and right. As always, if you have a restorative pose by now, you've been watching these videos enough, you might have a preferred pose. But if not, let's just come into a happy baby today. Reaching your hands in between your knees, grabbing the outer edges of the feet, opening up the feet to the ceiling, letting the hips drop, letting the knees fall towards the sides of the body. And just breathing here, rocking left and right if you want. And dropping the feet together and letting them fall next to the sit bones into reclined butterfly. Letting your hands drop to the side. We're going to practice some pranayama here just to relax at the end of this workout, because legs flexibility really is a workout. So let's find a big inhale together, big full inhale. And then exhale everything out. On your next inhale, inhale the stomach first, then the chest, then the upper chest, filling up the heart, and then exhale everything out. Doing 2 more rounds, inhaling the stomach, chest, upper chest, and exhaling. Finding your last round at your own pace, drawing in as much breath as you can into the stomach and chest and upper chest, opening up your ribs and lungs. And on your exhale, just feel your body drop deep and get heavy on your mat. And then at your own pace, you can straighten out your legs and come into your final pose, Shavasana. As always, just relaxing everything in the body, making everything soft, and inviting nothing but pure relaxation here for as long as you personally need.